And now go back to Washington State because sentencing is back underway for parents Ihsan and Zara Ali.
Now, Ihsan was found guilty last month of assault and unlawful imprisonment after he was caught on video attempting to bring his 17-year-old daughter, Fatima, back home after she had tried to run away. Now, he was acquitted, though, on the top charge of attempted second-degree murder.
The mother, Zara, was released immediately following the verdict after she was found guilty only of violating a no-contact order involving Fatima's boyfriend.
All right, so we've been watching this sentencing a lot of the day. The judge has been delivering a statement. They took a break. I want to get you back in the court now. The judge is addressing the court once again before handing down her sentence.
Recess, I was addressing sentencing for Mr. Ali.
عندما غادرنا في جلسة قبل الغداء كنت أتكلم عن الحكم بالنسبة للسيد علي.
And I was addressing the fact that the court is required to consider potential mitigating factors for the purposes of sentencing.
وأخبروني أن المحكمة يطلب من المحكمة أن تراعي ظروف تخفيف الحكم عليه.
And I find that there are no mitigating circumstances in this case.
ولكني لم أجد أي ظروف تستدعي تخفيض الحكم.
For the assault in the second degree charge, which is count 2.
بالنسبة لجريمة الاعتداء من الدرجة الثانية اللي هي التهمة رقم 2.
I am imposing the maximum amount of time that the court is allowed to impose, 14 months.
فإنني أقرر وأحكم بالعقوبة القصوى لهذه الجنحة وهي 14 شهر.
I find that is appropriate based upon the severity and the brutality of the assault perpetrated by Mr. Ali.
وأنا أشوف أن هذا الشيء معقول جدا بالنظر إلى بشاعة الجريمة ووحشية الجريمة التي ارتكبها السيد علي.
And taking into account the vulnerability of Fatima, the victim.
وأيضا بالنظر إلى ضعف وعدم قدرة الضحية اللي هي فاطمة.
And taking into account the type of trusted relationship that is supposed to exist between a parent and child and how that was further violated by this heinous assault.
وأيضا يعني ترجي هذه العلاقة الوثيقة التي يجب أن تكون بين الأب والبنت ولكن هو قد تعدى هذه الثقة وقام بهذه الجريمة الفظيعة.
I will impose 18 months of community custody and a 10-year no-contact order prohibiting Mr. Ali from having any contact with Fatima.
وأيضا هناك 18 شهر من الخدمة المجتمعية وعدم الاتصال أو عدم التواصل نهائيا بين السيد علي وفاطمة.
For count 3, the unlawful imprisonment charge, I will impose the maximum penalty available based upon the standard range of 12 months.
أما بالنسبة للتهمة رقم 3 اللي هي الحجز غير القانوني فإنني أحكم أيضا بالعقوبة القصوى وهي 12 شهر.
The high end of the range is appropriate under the circumstances of this case, including the way in which Fatima was restrained.
وهذه العقوبة القصوى أيضا تتماشى مع حجم الجريمة وهي اعتقال فاطمة أو حبسها في البيت.
And the totality of all of the circumstances.
وكل هذه الظروف الصعبة.
12 months of community custody.
أيضا 12 شهر من الاحتجاز المجتمعي.
While on community custody, Mr. Ali shall have law-abiding behavior.
وخلال هذه فترة الحجز هذه يجب عليه أن يقوم بتصرفات جيدة لا يخالف.
All right, Michael, we're just talking about she's still delivering it. Maximum sentence on each of them. I don't think we've heard yet if it's concurrent or consecutive.
Yeah, that's the big question. We do have to hit this break at the top of the hour. We'll go back in there and get you caught up on what the thing is. But that's the big question, whether it's consecutive or concurrent for those two maximum sentences that she chose.
That's right. Quickly, I'm not surprised she's giving the max. You?
Not at all, not at all. All right, folks, coming up, we're going to have much more from out there in Washington State. We'll hear the rest of Ihsan's sentence as well as the wife Zara's sentence. So keep it here on Court TV, your front row seat to justice. Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Michael Ayala.
And I'm Judge Ashley Wilcott. It is sentencing day in the attempted honor killing trial of Ihsan and Zara Ali in Washington State. Last month, the jury acquitted the couple of the more serious charge of attempted second-degree murder for an incident involving their 17-year-old daughter, Fatima.
Ihsan Ali was captured on multiple videos punching Fatima's boyfriend and then attacking her last October outside her former school. Witnesses testified that he put her in a chokehold and that her eyes rolled back in her head and her body went limp. Now, the jury did convict Ihsan of second-degree assault, unlawful imprisonment, and misdemeanor assault in the 4th degree, and that was for hitting her boyfriend. Now, Zara was convicted of violating a no-contact order related to Fatima's boyfriend, Isaiah.
We want to get you back inside the courtroom, but here's what she has said so far about the sentence of Ihsan. So far, she has said on count 2, which is the first-degree assault domestic violence, she's sending him to the max of 14 months. That's a maximum she can do. And the second one, the count 3 unlawful imprisonment domestic violence, the maximum sentence, and correct me or help me, I believe she said 12 months, which is the maximum.
Yes, 12 months. And I do want to add that she's also said 18 months of community custody, which is basically like parole or probation, and a 10-year no-contact order on that first charge. And she said 12 months of community custody on the second, the count 3. Here's the only question left. Is it going to be consecutive or concurrent? Let's go back into court.
You shall follow all of the conditions of the Department of Corrections.
وأن يتابع أو يتبع كل القوانين التي تفرض من جهة مصلحة السجون.
Report to the Department of Corrections as they direct.
والتبليغ إلى إدارة السجون كما يطلبونهم.
Have approval as it relates to employment and living arrangements.
بالنسبة لموضوع التوظيف والسكن.
Mr. Ali shall complete a domestic violence evaluation at a state-certified agency.
وأن السيد علي سوف يكمل حصص أو دروس على العنف المنزلي في وكالة معتمدة.
And shall comply with domestic violence treatment and any other recommendations from the provider.
ويجب عليه أن يتبع كل تعليمات هذا الحصة عن العنف المنزلي ويتبع كل ما تقوم به الوكالة المخصصة.
Mr. Ali shall complete a parenting class recommended from his domestic violence treatment provider.
وأيضا عليه أن يكمل أيضا دروس أخرى في التربية من وكالة معتمدة.
That class must be 12 to 14 weeks in duration.
وهذا الحصص يجب أن تكون من 12 إلى 14 أسبوع.
And I am going to set a review date because this will go onto our treatment review calendar.
وسوف أقوم بالآن اختيار وقت أو تاريخ محدد للمراجعة مرة أخرى بعد انتهاء المدة.
I will let the lawyers work on selecting a date after the hearing is concluded, and then we can come back on the record once that date is selected.
وسوف أعطي المحامين الفرصة ليتشاوروا مع بعض في التاريخ المقترح للجلسة القادمة بعد أن نرفع هذه الجلسة.
As to the assault in the second degree charge, that is a strike offense for which you have now been convicted, Mr. Ali.
بالنسبة للجنحة الثانية اللي هي اعتداء من الدرجة الثانية فهذه التهمة قد ألغيت.
Both the assault in the second degree and the unlawful imprisonment charges are felony offenses and are domestic violence offenses.
أما الجريمة الثانية اللي هي الاعتداء والحبس المنزلي هذه تعتبر جرائم كبرى.
You are unable to own, use, or possess a firearm unless and until that right might be restored to you by a court of law.
وعليه لا يسمح لك بامتلاك أي سلاح ناري إلا بعد موافقة من المحكمة.
On the assault in the fourth degree charge, which is count 4,
أما الاعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة وهي التهمة رقم 4
the state has requested that I impose 364 days, which is the maximum penalty.
فقد اقترحت الولاية أن تحكم ب 364 يوما وهذه هي العقوبة القصوى.
I believe I previously indicated the range is 0 to 364 days.
أعتقد أني قد ذكرت سابقا أن المدى هو من 0 إلى 364 فأنا اخترت القصوى.
I see that another interpreter has come into the session and has their hand raised.
أنا أرى المترجمة الأخرى موجودة الآن في المحكمة ويدها مرفوعة.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you. This is the other partner interpreter. May the interpreters have a couple of minutes to consult on a quick matter as it pertains to interpretation, and then we'll be right back off the record. إذا ممكن تترجم هذا الشيء فأنا حترجم. المترجمة الثانية تريد تطلب من المحكمة إن المحكمة تسمح للمترجمين أنهم يقوموا بمشاورة بعض عن موضوع متعلق بالترجمة، ولكن إذا المشاورة هذه ممكن نقوم بعملها خارج المحكمة وخارج التسجيل. They're presenting the court permission for that.
I understand that. I'm creating the breakout room.
Oh, thank you.
I will be in recess while the interpreters have a breakout room.
All rise. Court is in recess.
All right, so interesting development there. It sounds like there's two interpreters in the room. One is for Zara, one is for Ihsan.
Yes.
Seems like Zara's interpreter had an issue with an interpretation that was given by Ihsan's interpreter, and they want to go talk about, I guess, the way he interpreted something the judge said.
I completely agree. That's what just happened. The judge sounded a little annoyed. It's frustrating, but you have to allow him to go talk to make sure that what's being said to the individuals is exactly what the judge is saying.
And it's not an uncommon issue.
No,
Let's
it's not.
just point that
No,
out.
it's not.
This happens from time to time.
Sure.
Let's quickly bring in our guest before we head back into court. Joining us to discuss, attorney and former prosecutor Tommy Pope. Tommy, all right, here's where we stand. The judge has basically hit him on the top two charges with the maximum, 18 months and 14 months.
14 and 12.
14
I'm sorry.
14 and 12, excuse me, 14 and 12, total of 24. That was the max he could have gotten with those two. Then he's got the community custody, 18 months on one, 12 months on the other, a series of conditions, including a 10-year no contact order for his daughter, Fatima. That's pretty serious business there, just what the state was asking for. Want to get your reaction quickly.
I think the judge is salvaging what I thought when the jury came back, that, you know, he basically was close to walking. I know that mom did in fact. But it looks like she's going to stack it. I thought even today, coming into today, before I heard it, that maybe we'd be looking at a time served situation for the time he'd already spent. But clearly, she's planning on putting more on it.
Yeah, I didn't think that would happen. Some people did,
Yeah.
but it's interesting. She definitely went through every reason why she decided to do the max. She laid it out clearly.
Brutality of the crime,
Yeah.
the victim, the fact that he was under his care.
Yes,
that was
in
an
a
issue for
position
her.
of trust.
And just by the way, he's been in jail about 9 months or so. So
Right.
if you're doing time served, it would have been 9 months at the end of the day.
Yeah, so we're going to see what else she has to order. We're going to go back into court.
The state has asked that I impose 364 days consecutive to what I ordered on counts 2 and 3.
Your Honor, can I make a correction according to the meeting that I had with my partner?
Okay?
Okay, going back to assault second degree, the interpreter has interpreted the strike as a stricken offense. And I would like to correct that the offense has not been struck. It is an strike offense.
You can do that in a translated fashion.
Yes, to the defendant, I can go back and
Go ahead.
السيد علي بالنسبة للتهمة من الدرجة الثانية أنا قلت لك إنها هي قد ألغيت ولكن هذه الترجمة غير صحيحة. هي لم تلغى ولكن هي اعتبرت كنقطة واحدة تحسب عليك وهناك 3 نقاط يعني على نظام النقاط. فهذه نقطة أولى تحسب عليك وإذا عملت أي شيء ثاني تعتبر نقطة ثانية وهكذا.
The state has asked that I impose 364 days consecutive to what I have ordered on counts 2 and 3.
وأيضا الولاية اقترحت أن أحكم ب 364 يوما رقم تعاقبي متعاقب بالنسبة لكون التهمة الثانية والتهمة الثالثة.
Assault in the 4th degree is a gross misdemeanor.
الاعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة يعتبر جنحة كبيرة.
Gross misdemeanors are generally filed in district court.
وهي دائما ما تنظر في المحاكم الجزئية.
Superior Court sees assault in the 4th degree charges if assault in the 4th degree is allegedly committed at the same time as a felony offense which is charged.
ولكن المحكمة العليا والمحكمة الكبيرة هي تحكم في الاعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة إذا كان مرتبطا بجريمة أخرى تنظر في المحكمة في نفس الوقت.
And that is what has happened in this case.
وهذا ما حدث في هذه القضية.
The other way that we see assault in the 4th degree charge is when the case is initially filed as a felony assault and later reduced.
المرة الوحيدة التي يمكن أن ننظر فيها إلى الاعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة إذا كانت أصلا التهمة أدرجت في المحكمة على أساس أنها جريمة وبعد ذلك تم تخفيض الدرجة من جريمة إلى جنح.
In 12.5 years, I have sentenced countless people on the charge of assault in the 4th degree.
في خلال فترتي من 12 عام ونصف قد حكمت على كثير من الناس في جرائم الاعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة.
Including for significant assaults, such as something charged as an assault second and then either found guilty or pled as assault 4.
هذا أيضا ضمن بعض القضايا التي هي كانت أصلا مثلا هي من الدرجة الثانية وتم فيها الاعتراف بالجريمة أو خفضت الجريمة من الدرجة الثانية إلى الدرجة الرابعة.
In all of the cases that I have seen previously, I have never.
All right, the judge laying out all the different terms of the sentence. And we're going to take a break, but up next, the judge continues her sentencing on Ihsan Ali in the attempted honor killing trial.
And jury selection begins tomorrow in the much anticipated matriarch mastermind murder trial of Donna Adelson. But she was back in court today ahead of that to hear arguments over a motion by her daughter Wendy to keep her from testifying on her behalf. We'll tell you all about it as well. So keep it here in the front row seat to justice.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, the long unsolved murder of a serial killer's daughter and the case against her husband. We'll bring you today's emotional testimony from the victim's mother.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Donna Adelson is facing charges of murder, the death of her former son-in-law.
Terrible. Now that Donna has turned into a defendant, what's next for the Adelson clan?
The matriarch mastermind murder trial. Live coverage begins this week on Court TV.
Welcome back. We do want to get you right back to Washington for more of the sentencing in the attempted honor killing trial of Ihsan and Zara Ali.
Never had the state request that I impose a maximum penalty for the charge of assault in the 4th degree.
وفي طول هذه المدة لم تمر علي أبدا محكمة أن الولاية والحكومة طلبت أن تفرض العقوبة القصوى على جنحة من الدرجة الرابعة.
I'm not criticizing the state. I'm just indicating how this matter is before me and how I am considering it.
أنا لا أريد أن أنتقد الولاية ولكن هذا ما هو معروض أمامي اليوم ويجب أن أقرر فيه.
Frankly, it would be easy and satisfying to impose 364 days consecutive.
بالنسبة لي من السهل جدا أن أحكم ب 364 يوما متعاقبة.
Because it would feel like Mr. Ali was receiving a more appropriate penalty for his vicious assault on Fatima.
لأني أعتقد أن السيد علي يستحق هذه العقوبة نتيجة لجريمته البشعة ضد الآنسة فاطمة.
But I am imposing the sentence on the assault in the 4th degree for the assault on Isaiah.
ولكن أيضا أنا أقرر هذا الحكم أيضا بجريمة الاعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة على أزيا.
I instructed the jury at the beginning of the trial and in the concluding instructions a portion of the following. You are officers of this court.
أنتم ضباط في هذه المحكمة.
You must not let your emotions overcome your rational thought process.
ويجب أن لا تتركوا فرصة لعواطفكم أن تتدخل في عملكم الرسمي.
You must reach your decision based on the facts proved to you and on the law given to you.
ويجب أن تتخذوا قراراتكم بناء على الحقائق المعروضة أمامكم والأدلة التي تعرض لكم.
Not on sympathy, prejudice, or personal preference.
وليس أبدا بناء على أي تحيز أو تعاطف أو أي مؤثرات خارجية.
Those instructions apply to the work that I do as a judge.
وهذه التعليمات هي جزء من عملي كقاضية.
I cannot do whatever I want.
لا أستطيع أن أفعل فقط ما أريد.
I cannot let the emotion of Mr. Ali's horrific actions towards Fatima color the sentence for the charge where Isaiah is the victim.
ولا أستطيع أن أترك مجال للعواطف في هذه الجريمة البشعة التي ارتكبها السيد علي ضد فاطمة وضد أزية.
I cannot impose my personal preference, which would include a long term of incarceration for Mr. Ali.
وأيضا لا أستطيع أن أحكم بما أراه أنا شخصيا وأفرض وأحكم بعقوبة قاسية على السيد علي.
If I were to impose 364 days today, it would not be consistent with anything I've ever ordered before.
إذا قمت بالحكم ب 364 يوما اليوم هذا لا يشبه أي حكم قد حكمت به من قبل.
For the charge of assault in the 4th degree.
لجريمة اعتداء من الدرجة الرابعة.
I am bound by ethics and the oath that I took as a judge.
وأنا ملتزمة بالأخلاقيات وبالقسم الذي أقسمته كقاضي.
With that said, the assault itself on Isaiah was significant.
وعليه فإن الاعتداء الذي تم على أزية هو اعتداء كبير.
For all the reasons I've already articulated and for the reasons that Isaiah so well articulated in his statement to the court.
ونتيجة للأسباب التي قلتها الآن وأيضا الأسباب التي أدلى بها أزية في شهادته أمام المحكمة.
Mr. Ali victimized a really defenseless young man for no reason.
السيد علي اعتدى على شخص شاب ليس له أي حيلة ولا قوة بدون أي سبب.
And it is Isaiah's good fortune that he was not more severely injured.
ولحسن الحظ إن السيد أزية لم يصاب إصابة بالغة.
Mr. Ali not only had countless options as to how to handle things with Fatima, which he did not utilize.
رغم أن السيد علي كان له خيارات عديدة جدا في أن يتعامل مع فاطمة ولكنه لم يستغلها.
He had countless other options than to hit Isaiah with a closed fist to the head.
ولكن هو اختار أن يضرب أزية بلكمة على رأسه.
I'm imposing 364 days in jail with 182 days suspended, meaning that I'm imposing 182 days to be served consecutively to the time that I imposed on counts 2 and 3. I order a no contact order protecting Isaiah from Mr. Ali for the statutory time period allowed, which is 24 months. I reserve the issue of restitution as to all of the convictions. That time is to be served at the Department of Corrections. As to Mrs. Ali, Mrs. Ali was...
And that concludes the sentencing, Michael, of course, for Ihsan, the father. And she did clarify that last charge, which is the misdemeanor, gross misdemeanor, that 182 days will be served consecutively to the sentences imposed for counts 2 and 3.
Yeah, she said, look, I sentenced basically the max on everything. She just suspended half of that misdemeanor because she said, I never sentenced anyone to the actual maximum under these types of circumstances. So she didn't feel right doing it here.
And I think
although she wanted to.
And right, she wanted to, but I think she's being a very even-handed judge, which is so important. All right.